All right, good morning, everybody. We are back with I Brought You Into This World. Thank you for listening or watching. My name is Amanda Hurley, and today we have a very special twin mom episode. You know, we got our peeps here. It's hard to relate sometimes to the mamas of singletons. That's what we call all of you normal people. I don't know why we call you that, but we do. And I have here with me Ashley Parent and Robyn McCarthy. Hi. And nice having you today.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, of course. And now you two are friends, right? And you're both local?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. So tell me a little bit about yourselves and how you met up and formed this friendship as twin moms.
When my daughter and her twin daughter started kindergarten, they met and we did mom ball together. And we ended up hitting it off, and so did our kids, and it worked. And then
Go
she
North
realized,
Bev Stars.
Yeah. And then she found out that I also have twins, and that was very nice to have a fellow mom that kind of knew what you're going through.
Yeah. Yeah, it's huge because you definitely see them around here and there.
Yeah.
But you don't want to be like, hey, you have two.
You have twins.
I have two. Like,
I have two too.
Be my friend. You know, it's just like, that feels a little silly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so for people who don't know other local moms, what is Mom Ball and what is unique about it?
So all the schools in Beverly, through high school and then alumni, we all get together, and each school has a team or multiple teams, and we practice throughout the summer, and then in September we have a mom ball weekend, and we compete against the other schools, and it's basically just like trying to get moms together to meet one another, set a good example, I think, for our kids, and just kind of like getting out there and being a part of the community, which was great because that's kind of how I've met all of my parent mom friends now.
And there's also like a huge charity aspect to it. So like there's a big food drive for Beverly Bootstraps, and we raise money for different organizations. So it's,
Oh, I didn't know that. So do you charge tickets to watch the game? Is that how that works?
We don't, but there's a big competition outside of the softball competition for who can bring the most donations. So each team is given like a category of donations. Like I think we had last year was like deodorant, men's and women's deodorant or something like that. So everybody, gets as much as they can. They get donations from like family and friends, and you bring it, and that count is also like a competition. So North Beverly has been like the top the last couple years in donations, and the prize for the most donations is that you get to choose your like tent spot the following year. So like for the tournament weekend, everybody like sets up tents, and there's like more optimal locations in terms of like
Gotcha.
So there's like this underlying competition that's also a huge Beverly Bootstraps drive.
Okay, so there's a lot more to it than I thought, because some people thought as well that it was just moms getting together to play ball. And are you open to moms who are not as athletic as well?
Oh, God, yeah.
Oh,
I love them.
Yeah, they say all levels. If you've never played before, no problem. I mean, we've, and that's like actually one of the most exciting things of it is like we have people who have never played, and like sometimes we start at practice and like they can't hit the ball, and we're like, no, you got this, and it's very encouraging. And then once they start hitting it, it's like everyone's like going crazy, or like they learn how to catch the ball in the outfield, and like we all go crazy like at practice because it's like, yes, like look how much better you're getting. Like we're, we can improve even at this older stage of life.
Well, that is helpful because I wonder if I'd even be able to hit the ball at first. And I think very different than playing with other kids who can be very mean. So you end up just not playing at all if you're not very good.
Yep.
I'll have to think about it.
You should.
Still, I'm scared of balls a little bit, but as a softball,
it's
sort
still
of
pretty hard.
It's still hard. Yes, that's
so
true.
you can wear a face mask the whole time if you want. There are some serious injuries at times.
Yeah.
So it can be serious, and that is actually like the captains we've had in North Beverly have said, we get a little bit of flack for like practicing as hard as we do in North
Really?
Beverly, but the captains have said like a big part of that is because they don't want people getting hurt, and they don't want people going into the tournament like never learning how to protect their face from a ball. Like
Fair.
it's a safety issue. So that's a big part of
I
it.
would wear a mask.
Yes.
Okay, so that's how you met. Now, to go back in time a little bit, what was your journey into motherhood? Was it something you always wanted, planned? What was your reaction to maybe having, more kids than you thought you would with the whole twin situation?
Yeah, I wasn't sure if I wanted kids. My whole life, it wasn't like something like I knew I was always going to do.
Yep.
So my husband and I were together like many years before we got married, and then we were married a few years. And I definitely was like, before I even consider it, I want to be like in a house and just in a job I know I like and all that stuff. So we were at that point, and then we're like, well, do we do it? I mean, and we really weighed the pros and cons. If we don't have kids, this is what our life could look like. And eventually we decided, we're really family oriented, and we wanted to have like 1 or 2 kids. So we started like trying, and it took us a little while. And then we did go through like a really early miscarriage. And we found out about the miscarriage at the first ultrasound. Like they did it and they were like, oh, it hasn't developed. And so that was kind of like devastating for us. So the twin pregnancy was the first one after that. So when we went in for the first ultrasound, when we found out it was twins, we were just like, is this going to be another miscarriage? Like we were just nervous about that.
And twins is scary. It's considered high risk off the bat.
Yeah. So, but I wasn't even really thinking of that as a possibility. I was just like, I hope this baby has developed and has a heartbeat and is, we get better news. So I kind of went in really nervous. And of course, like the tech started looking, and she's like, okay, I just want to explain what I'm seeing. Like the way she started off, I was like, oh God, is this like bad news?
And yeah, I know exactly the lead in.
Yeah, but she was like, so there's like a sac over here, and then there's another sac over here. And I was like, are you effing kidding me?
Yeah.
Did you? Effing.
Oh, I did.
No, I didn't say. I
You
said
didn't
the actual
swear?
word. Is
Oh, you
what
did?
I meant.
Okay. I thought you said you didn't say
no,
effing.
I didn't say effing. I said the actual word.
Oh, you can
I'm
say
just-
it.
And she was like, no. And I was like, no, you're fucking kidding me.
Why do we always think they're kidding? Like, that would be so bad.
I
It's
know.
their job.
But I was just like in shock.
Yeah, I
and
always
she
thought,
was like
yeah.
kind of shocked at my reaction. I
Yeah.
like look over at my husband, and he's just like has this look on his face, and then I just start laughing, and I can't stop laughing because I'm like, and then I was like, wait, and there's 2 heartbeats, and she was like, yep. I was like, oh my God. And I couldn't stop laughing. We went in the like waiting room to wait for the doctor, and we're looking at the pictures, and I'm just laughing. I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, what the hell? And so then like we went in to see the doctor after. They take my blood pressure immediately. Is the only time my blood pressure was like through the roof. I usually have super, good blood pressure, but they're like, yeah, we're not going to even record this number. You just got this crazy news.
It does something too.
Yeah. And
for sure.
With the miscarriage previously, we had told our families and friends like early on, and then we had to tell them it didn't, wasn't successful. So with this one, we were like, okay, we're actually going to like keep this a secret. Like this is going to be a really fun secret now to keep for a little while to make sure that it's, we get through the first trimester. And so that was kind of exciting. And then we were able to tell people at Christmas time, which was nice.
Yeah. Yeah, we did Thanksgiving, so similar.
Yeah.
Similar. And it's fun to tell them 2 things, to be like, oh, I'm pregnant, and then be like, and then they freak out, and you're like, wait, I'm not done. What do you mean you're not done?
So we did that with my parents. We have a really funny video. We wrapped up 2 presents, one, for my parents to each open. And the first one was the first ultrasound of baby A. And it said, we had like a little rhyme. It was like, our greatest adventure is about to begin. And then my mom opened the second one, and it said, and there's 2, so buckle in. And so my sister didn't know either. So my parents started opening it, and my sister's like, what did you get them? Like usually you would tell me, like, what is it?
So
and
secretive.
My dad opened the first one and didn't understand that was an ultrasound picture. He thought it was like a galaxy picture.
Yeah.
Like he was like, did you get like a star in my name? Like he was so confused, and you could see in the video, he's like, I don't know what this is. And my mom was like, oh my God. So then I'm like, we're like, open yours. And she opens it. She's like, no way. And my sister was like, what what?
Yeah.
And then she shows my sister, and everyone starts screaming, and they hop up. Like, it's the funniest video.
Oh my gosh.
It's the best.
Oh, Ashley, were you like across the board happy about it, or did you have any concerns? Or
Yeah, I was like worried, but I think like we kind of came to grips with it pretty quickly, and we're like, well, this is happening. I mean, we kind of wanted to anyway, and we'll figure it out.
Good for you. Yeah. I feel bad. My husband was thrilled, but I like disassociated a lot. Like I would be looking at the wall, and then like an hour would go by. And I came around to it, obviously, but it is surprising and overwhelming. Yes, Robyn. So what about you? And you also have another kid.
Yes,
so
I have
you,
an older
instead
daughter.
of like 0 to 2,
Yep.
1 to 3.
1 to 3, yes.
Yes. And what was that like, and how did it compare to just becoming a mother for the first time?
I mean, both were not planned. So, I mean, with my daughter, it was definitely like a bigger surprise. We've done everything backwards. I mean, my husband now and I have been together for just over 10 years, but we just got married in September. So we literally did everything backwards. So with Adley, like it was very surprising when we found out that we were pregnant with her. And then we ended up moving from Maine back to Massachusetts to have support from our family and be closer to family. And we were living with my mom at the time when we found out that, well, actually, so I went in for, I knew that I was pregnant with the boys, I was pregnant again. Went in for the first ultrasound or the first doctor's appointment at like 8 weeks. And they confirmed there was a heartbeat and everything. So I left that appointment knowing that I was pregnant.
Oh, just that's all you knew?
That I was pregnant, healthy baby, 1 heartbeat. So that was fantastic. Ben's family was up to visit, and we did this whole, like, we're going into Boston, and we'll tell them we got a shirt for Adley to, like, surprise his family. We ended up telling them, and then like a week later, I ended up getting kidney stones. Yes. So this is, I guess, more common for twin moms that their bodies can create kidney stones. So I ended up being hospitalized, and I was in the hospital because I was in so much pain. And at that time, we had no idea what was going on with me. This was the first time I've ever had a kidney stone or anything. So I was going in for the first ultrasound, and my mom had brought me to the hospital because Ben was already at work. And so she's in the room with me, and I'm getting the ultrasound, and the ultrasound tech was like, "Is this your first ultrasound?" And I was like, "Yeah, why?" I was like, "Don't tell me that there's 2 in there." And she turned the monitor screen, and she goes, "Well, here's baby A and here's baby B." And I was like, "Shut the fuck up."
Right. So we all dropped F-bombs.
And my mom was like, "Oh my God, it's such a blessing. This is great." And I'm like, "You're not the one carrying them, Julie."
Exactly.
And I'm like crying because I'm like in excruciating pain from my kidney stones, but then also like, again, not expecting, like we weren't expecting to get pregnant. We're pregnant, and now there's 2 of them. So I'm like, "Can I call my fiance?"
Oh my gosh.
Like, "Yeah, you can." And he was great. I mean, I was full blown panic. Like we're living with my mom trying to find our own place. We already have a kid. Now we're gonna have 3 kids. I'm like, this is crazy. And he was great. He was like, "We're gonna figure it out. It'll be fine. It'll be fine." And then COVID happened.
Aww. So COVID, they were how old? Or how old were all your kids?
They were born
at
in April of 2020.
Like right after, okay.
Yeah.
And that's a unique experience.
No, that was like the peak.
Yeah, that's true.
COVID.
It didn't start in March, April. So
yeah.
that's right there.
So like we didn't know if he was going to be able to come in, and
Holy cow.
It was quite an experience.
I know so many like COVID baby moms.
Yes.
Like something was in the water at that time.
Yes.
And so what was it like? Did you have to be alone when you were in the hospital, or?
No. So he was able, we found out I went to the doctor's that morning because I had felt like I was having contractions, and I was 35 weeks and 5 days. And I was having, some discomfort. So I went in, got checked, and they're like, yeah, like you're definitely having contractions. You need to go to the hospital. And I was like, is Ben able to come in with me? And she's like, I don't know. She's like, you're not going to know until you get to the hospital. So we got to the hospital. We had to wait in line. And then they said he could come in with us, but everything had to come. Car seats, bags. Once you're in, there's no leaving.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, this is fun. Yeah. Then and we went, and he was able to come, and it was actually not like as terrible as I thought it was going to be, because it was nice, like not being interrupted.
Everyone says that, like, needing to just like be in the zone is so important.
Yeah. And not being bothered so much, because like I get like very stressed out, like in hospital situations in general, but then like when you have like babies and things to do, but like people are coming at you, and everything is, questions are being asked, vitals are being taken, the lactation consultants that are there to be helpful, but like it's just a revolving door.
Yes.
Constantly, which was very hard when I had my daughter, because I couldn't get her to latch, and it was like, but it was because I was so stressed out. As soon as I got home, like everything was fine. And then so during COVID, it was nice because they only came in when they absolutely had to come in. The doctors only came in when they absolutely had to, and it was quick. They didn't have anyone else really going around unless like you asked for it. And so it was nice to kind of have like a little bit of a peace in the midst of the storm that was going on outside, of not knowing what was happening in the world. I guess.
I know there was like, it's like a little bit of a blessing within like obviously a really difficult situation.
Silver lining.
Being left alone.
Right.
That would be nice. Yes.
Yes.
Well, I had C-section, so there were 1 million people in the room, it felt like. I don't know why, maybe the twins thing, but they had so many.
Well, I had them vaginally, but even then I was still in the OR, and there were so many. There were during the actual birth.
That. Yeah.
Because I had I was starting to deliver like in the hallway, but then when we got in there and everyone's like getting situated, I'm like, holy cow.
Yeah.
There's like 15 people in here right now.
I know.
Welcome to the show.
I feel like that's just so they can charge you twice.
Yeah. Yeah.
It should be a 2-for-1
bill. And I'm like, you didn't even have to cut me open.
Right.
Like each baby gets their own doctor. And I remember there was like a student nurse too.
Yeah.
They like asked me, I'm like, yeah, what's one more? Come on in. Welcome to the show.
I had
already overwhelming.
A student doctor that delivered Adley, and I still to this day, like he was the man. He was the best. But yeah, and even when I had the twins, like the doctors, I will say, were great and like just savages. I mean, I had a wild birth story. Like during birth was crazy.
You tell our listeners what happened, or would you rather not?
I mean, I'm an open book, but yeah, I mean, so baby A, which was my son Mac, he was coming out first, and so she didn't even and it was COVID, so like they're head to toe, like Ben's dressed fully covered in because he was actually able to come in, which was fantastic, but they're full head to toe gear, but she comes in last, and she's trying to get in there and get started, and they're like dressing her and putting the face shield on as she's literally delivering Mac, because he was easy. And then I made it a point though before that, like, however we start, that's how we're finishing. I'm not going to have a vaginal delivery and then have to recover from a C-section. Like, I have a 2.5-year-old at home and twins, and it's COVID. And I really wanted to make sure that I had a vaginal delivery. And so she was great about respecting that for me, and she communicated through the whole thing, and she was like, listen, I know this is what you want. Your son, baby A is out, he's doing great, yada, yada, yada. I had him on me, and she was like, but baby B has yet to drop fully. So she was like, so there is a chance that now that he has the room, because baby A is out, that he could flip.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, so what are you telling me? She's like, if you don't want to have a C-section, I'm going to have to hold his head. And I was like, until he drops. And she's like, and then you're going to have to push down when you're having a contraction, see if we can get him to drop. And I was like, okay.
I'm scared just listening to this.
So she literally had to like
Okay.
hold his head.
Yes, we get it.
And then
Jeez Louise.
for 15 minutes.
It's a long time.
But I would, yeah.
You were a trooper.
But like honestly though too, I feel like, think of the amount of time that you're pushing for a lot of people. Like I pushed for an hour with her. I was done within 45 minutes. Like 15 minutes sounds long, but like
Fair.
honestly it was much better than.
It would be better than like vaginally giving birth to one and then a C-section for the other one, because I've heard stories about that
Yeah, no.
being very terrible. And a planned C-section, a lot of people don't realize it's just a very different experience than an unplanned C-section.
Yeah.
Very, like night and day.
Yeah. Yeah. So I was lucky. She was great. I mean, it sounds so traumatic, but like to other people that haven't experienced it, but like when you're going through that and birthing a kid, like there's so much going on too that like your head is not, there's so much happening down there that you're like, your mind isn't on that. It's just get this baby out.
Yeah.
Make sure they're okay. And that's it. As long as he's healthy and there's no complications in there of him staying, that's fine. And now it's a running joke because he came out because I had to like push him out, so he was very bruised. So it's like a joke around the house that Mac kicked Liam on the way out to get out. So when they're fighting, that's like a thing that they always drop, and it's funny now at 6 years old. But yeah.
Oh, 6 year. Yeah, we'll have to talk about that age, because that is quite an age. I feel like that's when the precociousness starts, or at least as I remember, growing up.
My house is just wild. We'll get into that.
Yeah. Before we talk about like actually raising twins, because I'm obsessed with postpartum, what was that experience like for you? And like, how did it kind of rock your world or shift your identity in some way? Or did it not? Postpartum. So anything up, kind of goes on forever, but up to 2 years, I would say is what they're saying now.
So, I could go a lot of different ways. It's completely changed everything about me. I haven't had a terrible, like, postpartum experience, like anything like really bad, more of like that it's just like shaped me into a lot of like who I am, and like the backbone of like, and I guess like an understanding of like just how much your body goes through, and like the waves that people don't talk about, and the floods of emotions, and then like ×2 with twins. And there's a lot of things that you're not warned about. And I do think though that with the boys, my postpartum, it was easier in the fact that like I had the quiet time to kind of navigate in a slower because of COVID. So again, like that silver lining, but like with my daughter, like I felt like I was just like crazy all the time, and like everything had to be done in a very certain way, and I was very like rigid. But within time, like it's taught me how to like bring that rigidness into like just like healthy boundaries, which is something that I never was able to do with before kids, and like having to go through those emotions the hard way in order to learn how to deal with them in a healthier manner now, 6 years out of having kids.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. We talked about this a little bit last time we talked, where like, same with you, I like went so long being a people pleaser.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it would have gone away or if it would have taken decades, but just like something about having kids, 2 kids at once.
Yeah.
It speeds it up, because you can't afford to not have boundaries, basically.
Right. And just like I don't care if you think I'm crazy or that you don't agree with the things that I have to say, but like, this is what works for me and my family, which is like a huge thing of it. I mean, but like, I had to go through that, like sitting in my shit or going through those crazy thoughts and whatever, and having to go talk to people to get through it. But I've learned to like be okay with that and know that like that's normal and that's okay. And like there's other people, and that's why like when you ask me if that's okay if I want to share that, like most people that know me, you ask me the question, I'm going to answer it honestly now. And like that is something that I never did before. But it's like going through the journey of like motherhood and stuff, like it's more helpful to people to just be honest and open about the hard stuff that was never talked about, that I wasn't prepared about. To just be like, yeah, it's great. Motherhood is fantastic, but it's also a crazy train.
It's a trip.
And it's the hardest thing and the most infuriating thing, but also the biggest blessing and biggest joy. And I've had the funniest conversations with my kids than anybody else. And like, but also like, there's a lot of hardship that comes with it. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And a mental strain. Like I always am fighting. Am I doing this right? Am I fucking up my kids? Am I causing the trauma that I'm trying to avoid causing, that I went through unknowingly? But am I doing this right?
Right. I mean, if you're thinking about it and that already shows that you're on the right path. You know, I feel like it helps to just remember that we're all going to mess up our kids in some way.
Oh, totally.
And it's impossible not to. Even like Mr. Rogers, his kid said his dad was just such a saint that he felt like one of his kids, I don't remember which one, that he couldn't live up to it. And he just couldn't stand it. So he literally messed up his kids by being perfect.
Well, I even just had a conversation with my daughter the other day. And I was like, listen, and like, you have to understand that this is mom's first time doing this too. And I'm learning with you. I know that I'm the adult and I know that I'm the parent, but sometimes like things are trial and error, and I'm going through with you right here. But like, you gotta cut me some slack sometimes, because like I don't always know the answer or the right thing to do, but like I'm here to help and figure it out. But like, I feel like I'm still a 12-year-old girl sometimes lost in this world of parenting, and it's like, sorry.
Absolutely. I feel like I'm playing house. And then sometimes I like get in too deep where I'm like, oh, I got, I don't want to play house anymore. I got too real. But at other times it's really
I need
fun.
my mom.
But I need my mom. And you do start to appreciate your mom more, even if, whatever kind of stuff you have going on with your mom that might be more complicated. Once she becomes a grandmother, you can kind of see her in a new light, which is really cool.
And like, I feel like forgiveness comes a lot easier to me now than it used to. And I'm able to be like, oh, okay, I get it.
Right, because it's just hard to get it right as a mom. But
or like a parent in general. Like, I feel like even my dad, like, who was always like very strict and whatever, and I'm like, now looking back at it, I'm like, I appreciate that, because also like it made me like step back and look at a situation before jumping in. And I always thought you were an asshole, but like, no, you're just kind of smart, and you'd gone through it. And you were just trying to make sure that I didn't always have to learn the hard way, even though I still to this day always have to learn the hard way.
I mean, we're all just trying our best, and our parents are just also people who used to be
us.
Kids people without kids that didn't know what they were doing. So, but I hear that on the strict dad thing of like, okay, now I have like a better work ethic for it. Sure. But in the moment, it doesn't feel great.
Because you can't understand that either as a child.
No. But kids love their parents. Like, it takes a lot for someone to cut off a parent. It's just, their love is so unconditional. That's what's wonderful, I think. And what about you, Ashley? So the question was about postpartum and just how it shaped you. So
I think something that Robyn said was exactly what I was thinking, which is that I feel like it made me much softer and just more flexible with life. I feel like I have that like type A, like planner personality, and like we were talking about getting pregnant. Like for us, it was very much like, okay, we prevented this for so many years, and now we're going to make the decision. Are we going to start trying? And then the fact that didn't happen right away, immediately I was like, well, what the heck? I mean, I thought I could just track this and it would happen. Like, what do you mean? I've always succeeded when I've wanted something.
Yeah, and it's not
and
like that.
So immediately with like even just the trying to get pregnant, I was, taught these lessons that things just take a while sometimes and you got to go through it. And those were some like really tough times like in our relationship and just for us like individually, and getting through that like helped us be stronger. But then obviously having twins and realizing like, okay, this is another thing we didn't plan, and that's okay. Like we're gonna figure it out. And then once they were born, I still thought like, okay, I'm going to get them on a schedule. And we did do well with that. And we probably got a little lucky with them being good sleepers and stuff.
It is partially luck, but I bet you were really good at it.
Well, I was like determined. And also
same.
like we moved them out of our room pretty early, and I did a lot of research about like what the safety protocol for like keeping them in your room and that guideline, like where does that come from? Is it really that much safer? Like I did all this research and was like, I think they're going to be okay in their cribs in the room next door, so that really helped us. And they were great sleepers from the beginning. We're like, all right, we got this. But then like at every stage there were just things I had to learn to change about myself in a good way, because I am like an all or nothing thinker. And so I, before kids, it would be like, all right, if I don't have 3 hours to dedicate to this big project, then I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to start it. Like I can't start something that I can't finish. But then with kids, it's like you never have a big chunk of time.
No.
So like if I go with that mentality, I'm never going to get anything done.
It's true. You have to do what you
So
can.
I had to learn to just use whatever little slots of time I have. And that has like helped me with so many aspects of my life. Like now with like workouts, I'm like, oh, I got 10 minutes. I can, I can lift, do 2 exercises. Like where it used to be like, if I don't have 2 hours to dedicate to a proper warm up and a lift, like I'm just not going to work out today.
2
and now
hours.
I'm just like fit it in wherever I can.
Yeah.
So that like flexibility and like kind of going with the flow, and you're just kind of forced into that. But I feel like that's good. I'm glad I was forced into that. Otherwise I'd be, probably not a great person.
It's helpful. It in a weird way helps with time management.
Yep. Yeah. And it
You
makes
wouldn't
you
think.
just an easier person to be around.
Yeah.
And like,
Flexible. Like you
Robyn
said.
and I are friends. So like she knows like I can still be rigid at times. And I feel like there are some times when like I want something and I'll, voice it, and I kind of can strong arm people a little bit. And then I have to learn to be like, okay, you can
But
back off. Be
I'm
flexible.
also hearing that you're hard on yourself, and that might have been the
for
bigger
sure.
aspect. Even just talking about it, you're hard on yourself.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So I think that's
My worst critic.
Yeah. So forget about everyone else. Like I think being less rigid with yourself is like the number one win, and that you go from there.
Well, and I think that's like we're talking about people pleasing, and I guess like that's sort of been an issue for me, but for me it's actually like I'm so focused on like pleasing myself, and like that's like my focus is like on that, and I feel like I've learned to I don't know, just get better at
That's
that, and like be a
good.
little more flexible with myself. And
Yeah. Literally the last episode that I aired was called Moms in Pursuit of Pleasure. And it was all about like not just it being a nice thing, but being entitled to having pleasure in your life. Even if you're a mom to multiple kids.
Yes.
And that feels a little bit radical, but what's the point? Otherwise your kids are just going to watch you be miserable
Right.
and grow up with that,
Yeah. That's hard, trying to find the balance of like, not that, like, just trying to figure out, like, what do I want to do now?
Yeah. With my life. Who do I want to be when I grow up? You know?
Like, what do I want to go do that's going to make me happy? But also, like, my problem is, like, I am very much an introverted extrovert, if you will.
Yeah.
But, so it's hard for me to get out of my house and go do other things without having my kids in tow.
Yeah.
Or when I do, my kids are so good at being like, but you're always going out. And I'm like, it's been 3 months.
I know. Like, what?
It's been 3 months. The last time I went out was the grocery store. And then I'm like, oh, okay,
It gets you.
I'll stay.
Yeah.
I'll stay.
Guilt.
Because I don't really want to go out anyway, and I'd rather be in my pajamas. But then I'm like, I wish I went out and did this. So with that being said, with my friends that I've made, I've been better about being like, get me out. Like, let's go do something. Even if it's like, let's just go to your house and do something. Like, making sure that, like, I'm still having a good... My thing is, like, I'm having a good time. So I actually got this game.
Yeah.
And I was just randomly reading off the cards with one of my friends. And one of the questions was, when do you think I'm at my happiest? And she's a very close friend of mine, and she's around my family like a lot. So she's seen me with my kids, without my kids, with my husband, without my husband, like whatever. And she's like, when you're with your other mom friends and their kids are over and you're outside or at your house, like, and you just have your mom friends over and you're watching, like, she's like, I've been there, because she doesn't have kids. So she's like, I've been there, and I've just like walked past, and like, I see all of you with your smiles on your faces watching your kids.
Yes.
And you guys are having a great time just shooting the shit while your kids are also making friends and having fun. And there's girls and there's boys, and they're ranging from, anywhere from 1 to, I mean, my niece was over last week with her, with friends and stuff, and she's 14. So like, there's a wide range, and like, that hit home hearing that from somebody else that wasn't like my mom or something, to just be like, like, I don't need to go out and do whatever, but like, I'm trying to find little things though, like, other than just being, with my friends and stuff, like little hobbies. Like, I want to pick back up doing pottery and like, just like little things that like, I can do this at night if I don't want to go out. Yeah. But like, this does find me joy, and like, I can do this with my daughter if she wants to, or like, do little things, which is like, I've always kind of put myself on the back burner, or I'm going to do this because I am so selfish and I know that this is going to make me happy. So we're going to do this. Yeah. And I've been a lot more open of like, I don't want to be that selfish person, or that person that just like lays down and will do whatever for anybody else either, even if it's killing me on the inside.
Yeah. I think that you're probably not capable of being a selfish person, that it might be like okay to lean in that direction, and then you might land in the middle. You're looking at me like I'm an alien.
No,
but you
because
know what
like
I mean?
I am.
You're so conscious of it that I feel like maybe you're
but
not.
But I've done so much work around it, because growing up until I had my kids, like, everything was about me.
Sure, that's normal.
That's like another thing of like becoming like a mom, like, and I still work on it every day of like, and I am very vocal about it because of all the work that I did. What I noticed changed me the most was like talking about it and consistently calling myself out on my shit and my behavior, which is now like something like I'm trying to instill in my kids, where it's like, all right, I don't care who hit who, just own it. Own it. Yeah. Take the exercise that you need to do, because that's their punishment now, is like, you hit, you're disrespectful, you're giving me 10 push-ups. Like,
and then they get fit as well.
Yeah,
so.
or jumping jacks.
Win-win. Yeah,
because it's big for boys. Like, they need to sit in timeout in their room staring at the wall. Doesn't work. Like, you need to move your body. Yeah.
That's smart.
Yeah, thank you.
But like this idea though of a French friend of mine, my only French friend, it's not like I have a bunch of them, Aunt Sophie, she gave me this book, she told me to read this book called French Children Don't Throw Their Food, I believe it's called. I didn't finish it because I never finish a book, but it's this idea that you do what you want to do and your children come along with you.
Yes.
And they even believe, like, when they're pregnant, it's okay to have a little glass of wine.
Yes.
It's okay to have a little sushi as long as it's fresh.
Right. Like, and that's where, like, I've learned, because everything is either in a different aspect of, like, all or nothing. Like it, in the beginning, especially with twins, like, it was really hard for me to ever leave the house. It's very hard. It's very overwhelming. Like it's a lot of shit to bring with you. Plus I got a third.
Yeah.
And now it's like, as they've gotten older, it's like, instead of just staying home, we're going to Home Depot. Mom wants flowers.
I mean, kids love that.
Yes.
Yeah.
And like, that has been like, and this is like new. This is new. Like, I'm just learning this like within the last like year.
Yeah.
And I've
that
been
you
a
can
parent
take
for
'em.
8 years. That it's just kind of like, let's just go. Let's just go. And I'm like, I see my other friends that are doing it. And I'm like, okay. I mean, yeah, they have 2 kids. They don't know what it's like to have 3.
Yeah. Fair.
And
Legit.
I'm
Yeah.
like, but you know what? Like, what's one more? Now everyone's like, I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you do it. And I'm like, honestly, because I just have to.
What's the
Adapt.
alternative?
Otherwise, I never leave my house.
Yeah.
And this is terrible.
Exactly. It takes longer, but like I take my 2.5-year-olds grocery shopping and people, the comments, they're like, I've never seen someone so happy to be grocery shopping.
I
They
can't
love
do
it.
grocery shopping because my
No.
kids love food too much. So it's like, Mom, we
Yeah.
need this. We need this. We need this snack. We need this snack. And I'm like, we
It's,
don't.
to be fair, I go with my husband, so he does the helpful stuff, and I kind of like
Mosey around.
meander, and we like just get a couple
Yes.
things. We're like, let's get the fruits and veggies and snackies.
Yes.
Because I just
These are the healthy foods you can pick from.
can't. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But I would
hear
get,
you.
I remember like the first time I took him to Costco with my husband. And like
Costco's
that
fun.
stuff's like great because it's
Yeah.
like sensory overload,
And
but
there's
it's
so
like
much
taking him to a
space.
petting zoo. Yeah. and
Yes,
they're like,
exactly.
But they can like run around
there's,
at
like-
like Costco more than like a grocery store.
Yeah.
Because there's space.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's like an unofficial like twin hang from what I've heard. Like you'll always see other BJ's and Costco, you'll always like see other twin parents.
Really?
I will say that
need
is
to
like
go.
the one place, like I never would take my twins grocery shopping. I still don't. But
Costco?
like BJ's is more for us. But like,
Yeah, we do BJ's.
BJ's is what I used to do. I had like a routine where every week I would take them, and when they were like toddlers.
And if you're a twin
great.
parent, they have the double like seat
Yes,
things on
exactly.
a grocery cart, and you can't find that anywhere else.
No.
It's so infuriating.
Yeah. Or you're like pushing a huge car around that's
Yeah.
attached to a stroller.
Which sucks.
That does not take turns well.
Yes, yes. Now, before I forget, since we're like getting close on time here, raising twins and kids in general, raising twins with one other kid.
Yeah.
What are the challenges? What's great about it that maybe people don't realize? Because I feel like it's a mixed bag.
And people are always like, how do you do it with twins?
Right.
We just had this. I was with another twin mom. Her twins are like in college. I was at a dinner, and this other mom of 2, like little ones, was like, I don't know how you do it with twins. I feel like that's like a big refrain.
It's
I'm sure
easier.
you guys have
Always.
that.
It's
And
easier.
that
They got
was
a built-in
our
best
answer.
friend.
We were like, it's easier. Like, what do you mean? It's
Yeah.
like, people think it's like this hard thing, and I'm like, I
It's
don't know how
not.
you do it with 2 of 2 different ages.
Yeah.
That's
the
harder.
first 4 months
Yeah.
is hard.
Right.
But then as they
Yes.
get older,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
it
You
does
don't
get
have-
easier because they have a
Yeah.
companion.
Built-in
Yeah,
friend.
you can like sit
Yeah.
on the couch and have a cup of tea while they play. And they'll play for
Right.
hours.
It's
crazy.
great. Yeah, even when they were little, I feel like they'd be like babbling at each other, like
Yeah.
before they were even talking.
Absolutely.
Chit-chatting
All
in
right,
the
I'm gonna go
crib.
make dinner.
Yeah.
Yeah. Twin talk. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like for us, like the challenges have come more like as they've gotten into school and like are on their like individual paths of like
Yeah.
who they are and who their friends are and like how they do in school. And my kids are just so different.
Yeah.
But they love to compare to each other. So
Oh,
they're
yeah.
like, oh, how come this one gets that? And how come
gosh.
I can't do this, but she's better at this than me? And it's like, constantly I'm like, you are your own person. We're all our own people. We all have strengths and weaknesses. Like,
Yeah.
this is just who you are, and who you are is perfectly fine.
Maybe they're just getting, because I don't see that with other siblings as much, so they must be getting some kind of messaging that they have to be the same and they have to be
Maybe.
the same developmental level.
Well, they're the same age, so it's like the only time really that you
Right.
have. You know, because a lot of kids will say like, "Oh yeah, my older is like better at this than
Yeah.
my younger," but like it's not as stark when they're going through it at different times.
That's true.
Twins, they're going through it together, learning to read together.
So they're expected to be
Yes.
just as
Yes.
be equally good at things.
Yeah.
And like the same things.
yeah,
That's hard.
That's
Yeah.
like with the boys at least. Like that's my biggest thing was hardest thing that I went through was separating them from going from preschool to kindergarten. That was definitely a hard thing because one was way more codependent on the other of like needing his brother to like have his back all the time just because was shy. But since doing that, it's been great for both of them to come out of their shells and be their own people. But then, that like they're starting to read now, and like one of them has picked it up really quickly, while the other one's like, he still knows it, but like it takes him a little bit longer, and he's like second guessing himself. And then like the friends or the play dates.
Oh my God, the play dates.
And I'm like,
Different friends.
Well,
None
one
of the
gets
same.
invited to a play date, so the other one's like, what about my play date? Why don't I
Right.
get a play date?
Yep,
That's tough.
because they're
Yeah.
in different classes, so they have different different groups of kids that they're hanging out with all day. So then they're like totally different friend group. Like my boys like don't really play together as much at school and recess because they have two completely separate groups of friends. So then they like want to do a play date, and I'm like, no.
Yeah.
No.
That's tricky. But also they're branching out. So there's
Yes,
two
because then
sides
it
to
can,
it.
and it's like, how I try to do now is just like group play dates for right now, because I'm like, I can't juggle 3 people, 3 different families, 3 different.
Yeah. I don't want to watch other people's kids, so I'm
Yeah,
nervous about that.
What?
maybe.
Sometimes it helps.
Yeah,
Yeah?
it's,
In a way.
Yeah.
Definitely having people over, like
Just
the
have
kids
them.
have
Yeah.
the kids over, because then even numbers, because I have 3 kids.
Even
numbers is the way to go.
Oh, that's fair. That's
yes,
fair.
because there's always one man left out.
Yeah.
If you don't.
Although
So-
I had 4 kids in my house the other day, and one of my daughters was still like, they're not playing with me. I'm like,
Oh my gosh.
You just can't win any.
No,
I don't know. Like,
no.
there's always somebody that's feeling aggrieved. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a challenge, but like I feel like all you can do is just encourage them to be their own people.
Well, mine's like, just go talk.
Yeah.
Go talk it out. And
Yes,
if
exactly.
are you coming for help, or are you coming to tattle? Because if you're coming for help, I'll help you. But if you're coming to tattle, get away from me.
Yeah.
Go problem solve.
And this
Mine are
is
starting to do that already.
Yes.
And this is like a thing even as adults, but like, my daughter the other day was like, they're not including me. And I'm like, I understand the feeling, but you have to just go and join them. Like,
Oh, yeah.
and that's like,
Just
as
insert
an adult,
yourself.
sometimes you feel like that too. You're like, you feel left out, but the key is just, you just have to go
Yeah.
join. You know what I mean? Like, it's normal to feel that way, but it's not their job to like come and invite you in. Sometimes
Right.
you
That's
just gotta.
true. That's true. It is nice when it happens.
Right, but it's, yeah.
Doesn't
absolutely.
always happen.
No.
Yeah. Yeah. This was just a little cute story. My daughter, I believe it was Rosalie. As I'm saying, it's important. It was Rosalie. She just walked up to me unprompted, and she said, looked at her sister, and she said, "We're different, and that's a good thing." It was so cute.
That's so cute. That's
Oh, so
great.
Yeah, I
That's
think
great.
it was a book we were reading, like about. It was like called "Everyone's Different" or something.
Yeah.
So I wonder if that clicked with them.
Yes.
So
Yes.
funny.
it was
That's
just
great.
Really
That's hilarious.
cute.
Like the things that come out of their mouth is just so
Amazing. Yeah.
hilarious and like unpredictable. Like you never know.
Yeah.
So I'm
You
like,
know?
do I take you out to dinner tonight at a restaurant?
We'll see.
It's a mixed bag. Mine are usually pretty good. I give them time to like dance. They like to dance at restaurants if there's a clear area.
Yeah.
And they need someone to acknowledge that they're dancing.
Oh, yes.
And be
Spotlight.
like, wow. Or
Yeah.
they'll just keep going.
Oh.
So
They'll continue the show.
yeah,
Show must go on.
So once someone acknowledges it, then we can move on.
Move on.
Yeah.
Yes. So they just like really like attention. I wish we could. I still feel like we could talk a lot more.
Yeah.
But I think how I want to end it is I'm hoping maybe we can reach a local twin mom through this episode.
Yeah.
What advice do you have for them? What are the best ways for them to find these connections with other moms and twin moms?
Mom ball.
Mom ball. I knew you were going to say that. Mom ball.
No, I just think that kind of like just getting out there, approaching other moms. Like I feel like I've learned too that moms are a lot more approachable than I ever thought that other women were. You just have to
Yeah.
make the move.
That's very
right?
true.
And twin moms for new moms, like I said earlier, the first 4 months is a nightmare.
Yes.
And keeping them on the same schedule, making sure if one's sleeping, you wake that sleeping baby up to keep them on the same schedule. But after that, things do get better.
Yeah. Light
But-
at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah, but you'll always be tired.
And there will be a point when it's easier for you than it is for your friends. And that's
Yeah.
think of that, remember that,
Yeah.
and still take the compliment and pat yourself on the back.
Right.
Because you deserve it.
And like all twin moms are superheroes.
Yeah.
Super moms. I
Absolutely.
mean, I get that all the time from my friends.
Yeah.
And it's so great to hear because it's a little boost of confidence.
It is. It feels good. They don't.
Yeah.
I feel like most moms don't get that, which they should.
Yeah, all moms are superheroes.
It's nice to hear.
Yeah.
But also, beyond birthing, they've been trying to keep this twin support group thing going,
Awesome.
and I think that they are having trouble finding the people, so that's something to consider too.
Okay.
Which I have to send you. They sent me something about like little like outings that they have once in a
Yeah.
while. So there are places you can go for that support, and it's just a matter of
Not knowing
finding,
about it.
not
Yeah.
knowing about it. Yeah,
Communicating it more. Yeah.
Well, and I do
I try to
feel
get
like
it out there.
it's sort of about like coming together in a context that doesn't necessarily have to do with being a mom, but there just happen to be other moms there.
Yeah.
Because I think we're all craving that connection, but we're also craving like fun things to do for ourselves.
Right.
And like,
Outside of our kids.
yeah, and
Exactly.
like I have a coworker who's always like, the Beverly moms really seem to take care of each other, and
That's
I'm like,
nice.
I feel like they do. Like I'm on like a random neighborhood moms group text of like 25 people in my neighborhood that like I feel
Wow.
like they just keep adding to it, and it's a lot of moms of like really little kids, and it's not a super active group chat, but it's like, hey, anyone have clothes this size they're getting rid of? Like, it's just this really nice like community. And then obviously mom ball.
Yeah.
But there's even like a mom in town in Ryleside who started this little like wellness retreat thing at her house.
That's where I live. Yeah.
It's called Soul Tide, SOL Tide, and she rents these saunas
Oh, yeah, I've heard of
and
this, yeah.
does these little like heat cold cycles. So she has a hot tub and a cold plunge, and so she opens up like community sauna times where you can go for like 2 hours for $30, and you can cycle in and out of whichever ones you want between the sauna, the cold
Wow.
plunge, and the hot tub. And then she has this really nice space downstairs with like candles. It's very relaxing. There's tea.
That sounds
It's
amazing.
So nice, and she's a local mom. She plays mom ball.
Yeah.
And you know, it's for men and women, but you know, I've gone with other moms,
Yeah.
and it's just so nice. Like, it's a nice thing to do for yourself, and then like in that space, we're just chatting and like talking about like recently we were talking about like mental health resources for our kids, and I got some great ideas from other moms of like things to try with my daughters, and it's just like, I don't know. I think people want to do these things for themselves.
Yeah.
And then there's a lot of other moms doing that too. And then that's how you meet people and you get good advice, and
Yeah.
you feel better about what you're doing.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know.
Knowing that there's other people going through what you're
Yes.
going through and can relate to it and give you ideas and suggestions or,
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah, so it's just a matter of making those resources known. Because I hadn't heard of that. And
Yeah.
I'm already like, ooh,
Well, and
I'm
I
all
feel
about
like-
the hot tub and saunas.
Honestly, like the mom ball community, and then there's also the Beverly Women's Softball League, which isn't just for moms,
Yeah.
but like I've joined that. Mom ball got me into that, and that's just strengthened my connections with so many women in town. And so now I like hear about all these things and resources.
That's great. Yeah, I'm going to have to dive into some of that stuff.
Yeah.
Well, I think we have to wrap because I'm going to try to take my kids to gymnastics.
There you go.
Fun.
Yes, the YMCA does like gymnastics.
open
and
gymnastics.
Yeah, for free. Oh, it's actually like a class. Because they have
Oh.
open gymnastics, but I
Yeah.
don't like that it's super early.
Yes.
I don't do early.
The older kids
Yeah.
are later in the day. Yeah.
Later in the day. So it's a class, but the gymnastics classes seem to always be free, at least those specific ones, the general ones, and then the swimming is always free for the Y.
Really?
Yeah, so we've been trying to take advantage
Cool.
there. More resources for you.
Yeah.
And I think we're going to have to wrap, but we'll have to talk more off the air
Yeah.
at some
Yeah.
point.
Yeah, for sure.
So thank you, Ashley and Robyn, and thank you all for listening or watching. I brought you into this world. I'll see you next time. Bye.